Executing periodic actions. I am working on Windows. I want to execute a function foo every 10 seconds. How do I do this?
At the end of foo, create a timer which calls foo itself after 10 seconds. Because, timer create a new thread to call foo. You can do other stuff without being blocked.
Simply sleeping for 10 seconds or using threading.timer10 foo will result in start time drift. You may not care about this, or it may be a significant source of problems depending on your exact situation. There can be two causes for this: inaccuracies in the wake-up time of your thread or execution time for your function. You can see some results at the end of this post, but first an example of how to fix it. You need to track when your function should next be called as opposed to when it actually got called and account for the difference. Here's a version that drifts slightly. Its output looks like this. You can see that the sub-second count is constantly increasing and thus, the start time is drifting. This is code that correctly accounts for drift. Its output looks like this. Here you can see that there is no longer any increase in the sub-second times. If your events are occurring really frequently, you may want to run the timer in a single thread, rather than starting a new thread for each event. While accounting for drift, this would look like. However, your application will not exit normally. You'll need to kill the timer thread. If you want to exit normally when your application is done, without manually killing the thread, you should use
Surprised to not find a solution using a generator for timing? I just designed this one for my own purposes. This solution, single-threaded, no object instantiation each period, uses generator for times, rock solid on timing down to precision of the time module, unlike several of the solutions I've tried from Stack Exchange. Note, for Python 2. X, replace next G below with G.next. Results in, for example. Note that this example includes a simulation of the CPU doing something else for 3 seconds each period. If you changed it to be random each time, it wouldn't matter. The max in the yield line serves to protect sleep from negative numbers in case the function being called takes longer than the period specified. In that case, it would execute immediately and make up the lost time in the timing of the next execution.
Perhaps this module will meet your needs. Alternatively, consider using a timer object.
This will insert a 10-second sleep in between every call to foo, which is approximately what you asked for should the call complete quickly. To do other things while your foo is being called in a background thread.
If you want to support the channel,
please consider subscribing.